colleagues, friends, ladies, gentlemen, distinguished guests, Namaskar. It gives me immense pleasure to be here in Jaipur today for this edition of the Maharana Pratap Annual Geopolitical Dialogue. At first, I would like to congratulate the team USNAS Foundation for organizing this dialogue on this important and relevant times and on this important theme. The Maharana Pratap Annual Dialogue is all the more special since it invokes the name and sacred memory of Bharat's greatest warrior and son, Maharana Pratap. His defiance and his indomitable courage in the face of formidable adversaries teaches us that weakness, surrender, or compromise are not an option in the face of adversity. Maharana Pratap's lore, a part of Rajasthan's rich legacy, remains a great inspiration to this day and has influenced great warriors, leaders, and many generations after. As India navigates an unpredictable global landscape, Maharana Pratap's life and contributions remain a guiding force in India's journey to preserving national sovereignty, fostering resilience, and prioritizing self-reliance. Distinguished guests, our world is at a cusp of a new global era, which is witnessing a shift in power dynamics and realignments that demand strategic foresight. The international architecture and norms as defined and determined after the World War II and the Cold War era are facing serious challenges. The world is increasingly reflecting a complex mix of declining unipolarity, emerging bipolarity, and ambiguous multipolarity all at the same time in different domains. Thus, the strategic reorientation towards prioritizing national interests, coupled with intensifying competition, hint towards the beginning of a new era of global architecture that defies any definition at this moment. Simultaneously, economic globalization has produced both interdependency and insecurity, which is evident in supply chain vulnerabilities and the weaponization of trade linkages of today. The limitations of the existing multilateral order have never been more evident. Established institutions, including the UN Security Council, are unable to respond effectively to contemporary geopolitical challenges. Therefore, India's advocacy for reformed multilateralism is rooted in the need for equitable representation and effective global governance. While we remain committed to multilateralism, we must also embrace the emerging trend of issue-based plurilateral arrangements, which facilitate an issue or domain-specific collaborations between nations. This is the sort of realignment that we will likely witness more in the years to come. Gentlemen and ladies, India is positioned at the center of these global shifts, and we are working towards enhancing our economic resilience, technological independence, and diplomatic agility to not merely adapt, but shape this evolving order. Economic development requires robust connectivity, and India is playing a pivotal role in reconfiguring trade connectivity frameworks. Two initiatives that are worthy to note here are the International North-South Transport Corridor and the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor. The India-Middle East Economic Corridor serves as a crucial alternative to existing connectivity routes, with the potential of enhancing economic integration between Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Similarly, the International North-South Transport Corridor, on the other hand, is about increasing India's connectivity with Central Asia and Eurasia, bypassing the traditional, congested, and vulnerable maritime routes. Recognizing that geo-economic interests of today will evolve into geopolitical interests of tomorrow, these two initiatives are examples of India's long-term strategy to secure interests and to forge cooperation amongst geographies. These corridors of trade and connectivity signify a shift towards a more resilient and diversified global trade architecture, reinforcing India's emergence as a pivotal economic hub. Another important area to focus on is the rapid technological advancement. I would say that emerging technologies are both a tool and a battleground that cuts across geopolitical and geoeconomic dimensions. The technology dimension we are witnessing today, including the artificial intelligence, reflects a transition in global affairs that is reshaping the dynamics of power and influence, challenging traditional governance frameworks and political strategies. There can be no prosperity without peace, and peace can only be established through security cooperation against the menace of terrorism and extremism. The interplay between global power competitions, regional instability, and technological advancements has made terrorism even more complex. India, having been a persistent target of cross-border terrorism, has been at the forefront of advocating for stronger global counter-terrorism mechanisms. India's approach emphasizes intelligence cooperation, dismantling terror financing networks, and addressing the ideological drivers of extremism. Further, as the world deals with conflicts in various regions, India's stance remains firm. Terrorism in all forms and manifestations must be unequivocally condemned and combated. Gentlemen, ladies, and distinguished guests, India's capabilities are growing, and there's a growing expectation that India will be able to shoulder greater responsibility in global governance and shaping a better future. While we acknowledge the challenges, and we are also preparing ourselves to take on the responsibilities that will be on us in the coming years, India is working to cooperate with like-minded partners and deepen our engagements for a better future for entire humanity. Finally, I would like to submit that India's strategic trajectory is being shaped by our civilizational values, historical experiences, and practical contemporary realities, economic pragmatism, and a commitment to global stability. As we steer the currents of a shifting world order, our focus remains on securing our interests while contributing to global progress. The lessons of our past, the opportunities of our present, and the vision for our future makes us not only adapt to change, but to also drive it. The theme of this dialogue, therefore, could not have been more apt. I wish all the participants a very meaningful and fruitful discussions for these 2 days. I do hope you enjoy your stay in this lovely city, which is known as the Pink City. Thank you all. Namaskar.